My name is Gladys Radek. I'm the co-founder of Walk for Justice. I'm from the Gitxsan-Wet'suwet'en territory in northern BC. I would like to thank the Okanagan Band and the Okanagan territory for allowing us to walk through their territory. I would like to introduce my walkers here. We have our oldest walker over here is Mabel Todd. She's from Fort St. James. She's 76 years old. This is her third walk. We have Andrew Craswell, who joined us in Kamloops. This is Lorraine Wood from Veganby. Sandy Barnett, she's from Mission. We picked her up on the way out. Longtime advocate Alec Clifton. He's originally from Hartley Bay, but he lives in Vancouver. And yes, we do want to raise awareness about our missing and murdered women. There's far too many. Yes, our First Nations communities are affected the most, and that's right across Canada. Why do we want to cover the Okanagan? Because BC right now holds the record with the most missing and murdered women, especially Aboriginal women. We want justice. We want closure. We want accountability. We want equality in the way these cases are treated. 40 years, over 3,045 women. That's far too many. Women are the life givers of society. Aboriginal women, they have an average of 5 children in a lifetime. That's on average. So if we're missing 3,000 women, that means we're missing out on 15,000 children for our future generations. That's genocide. And we have to say, this has got to stop.
Right. So there's 2 things that were announced in this speech from the throne: that Canada would adopt the UN Declaration and change their position on it, and that they would call for an inquiry into the missing and murdered women, neither of which has been implemented. And I know we've talked about it at the Indigenous Bar Association conference, and there was some, senior Aboriginal lawyers who were ready to support and work on that, and that's obviously a commitment that would be there to work with you on that. So I think those are really important things to follow up and hold Canada accountable for.
My niece Tamara Lynn Chipman went missing September 21st, 2005 on the Highway of Tears. She was a young mother. She was 22 years old. She had a 2.5-year-old boy. She was my brother's only daughter, and she's missing. She's still missing today. They searched for her for about 3 or 4 months. That's it. Done. Now there's no closure for my family. My family is devastated, as are all the other families who are missing their loved ones. Nobody has any idea of the pain that's in your heart when you're missing a loved one, or that your loved one has been taken so violently away from you. We have to stop this violence against women. We do. We have to stop this violence against women. We have to address the public inquiry. We're trying for a national women's missing and murdered women symposium in Vancouver. We already have resolutions for support from the Union of BC Indian Chiefs, from Congress of Aboriginal People, Assembly of First Nations, First Nations Summit. We've got politicians that are listening to us and are saying, and they're demanding the public inquiry with us. How are we going to address these issues? We need to bring all those people to the table and say, okay, what are we going to do about this problem? We need resolutions, and we need those resolutions not only written on paper, we need them action now. We want justice now. There's too much pain. We got lots of love. All of us do. We have to respect those little ones. Do you know how many children were left behind because their mothers are missing? I know of 3 women on that list, and between those 3 women that are on their list, they had 14 children, and all 14 children are in government care. I even asked Solicitor Cash Heed. I looked at him right in the eyes and I asked him, I said to him, what do you want me to tell Jaden, Tamara's little boy, when he grows up and asks for his mother? And he couldn't even look at me in the eye. He looked down like this. He was ashamed because he knew there's a problem here. And I told him, I said, it's not just Tamara. I said, there's over 3,000 others. What are you going to do about it? time for us to step up to the plate and say enough. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to raise awareness. We're trying to raise awareness about our missing and murdered women because they're loved and valued.